What's going on, guys? Mitwa Tokusatsu here, and this is the Voltron 40th Anniversary Legendary Line set. And if you're wondering why I have them all on my bed right now, it's because I couldn't fit all of this into my review station, but we'll look at them individually in just a second. But for those of you that may not be aware, this is in fact a reissue of a set that they did back in, I believe, 2017 during Legendary Defender. So as far as I'm concerned, they're the same exact toys, just slightly different packaging. But we'll take a look at them right now, starting with the Green Lion. So here we have our left arm of Voltron, Green Lion, and all of his accessories. So with him, you get Voltron's shield, a firing missile, a cannon for the missile to fire out of, some kind of shoulder drill weapon. I'm not exactly sure what that is. And then the dagger that goes in his mouth. And as for the box art, you see they had to add the 40th anniversary trademark there. And then going to the back, you can see Green Lion and how everything fits on him. And his placement on Voltron. So upon first inspection, Green Lion looks pretty much how I would expect him to. Like, he's got that general round shape that we see him with in the anime. And if I were to nitpick anything, really, and this is going to be an issue with pretty much everyone except for Black Lion, is that on the inside of the legs, they've kind of like hollowed them out instead of just, giving them like a full other side to the leg. Like, I don't recall this being an issue with the Legendary Defender Voltron line, so I don't know, it seems kind of like a budget cut there. But like I said, it's a nitpick. Like, it's a very small complaint. Like, it in no way ruins the figure for me. And you also have his accessories once again, and we can now put them on and deck out our Green Lion. So you're going to want to peg in the dagger on the in this top slot in his mouth here. The instructions say so, so if you don't quite see it on camera, just do what the instructions say. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of having trouble here. Just slide it in. Okay. There we go. All right. Got him in there snug and tight. And then as for the cannon, so you'll load the missile in first, and then just plug that in on the side of his shoulder that wants to go in there. There we go. And then, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't quite know what this little piece right here is for. Like, it spins, but it doesn't do anything. And then lastly, you have the drill weapon, which plugs in on his hind leg there. Oh, the tail's trying to go inside there. No, we need you. All right. And you might have noticed that I left out the shield. That's because this is, of course, just for, Voltron form. And then lastly, to fire the missile, you just press that top button right here, and there you go. And coming over to our other arm lion, we have Lance's Red Lion. And the box art is pretty much going to be the same as Green Lion, just with the color swap outs. And you can see his accessories inside, so he has pretty much the same thing as Green Lion as well. But he also comes with the Blazing Sword, since he is the primary hand that Voltron does hold the Blazing Sword with. And on the back, you see where all this stuff goes, so the mouth dagger. And then his laser cannon this time goes on the front, and the missiles go on the back. So it's kind of a swap of what Green Lion did. So Red Lion here is going to be pretty much the same as Green Lion, except just for his overall shape, to where he sports a bit more of a blocky look. And then I think his face might be a bit wider too. And that's not me body shaming Red Lion, by the way. But once again, his accessories, you'll want to load up his missiles. And those are going to plug in the back there. I did not mean to fire that. So I could just go right back in there. And then his laser weapon on the shoulder there, although it does seem to be a bit more of a loose fit. That's kind of weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. I just didn't have it in there tight enough. And then this is going to work the same way as the Green Lion as well. So you just want to tab that at the top of his mouth. And that was a lot easier that time, thankfully. And you have a Red Lion ready for battle. And when you fire his missile here, you want to make sure that you have it tilted up. Otherwise, it's just going to hit the back of his leg there and go nowhere. So just to demonstrate, that's how you do it. So next we have our left leg, the Yellow Lion, and he comes with his jaw blade, a razor wheel, and a dual missile launcher. So with the leg lines, we start to get a bit bigger here, but that's to be expected. So for Yellow Lion, we'll plug in his razor wheel to the front there. Then we'll take his missile launcher. It's just going to plug in like so and peg into the back. Once again, I did not mean to fire that. And then his dagger is just going to go on the roof of his mouth. Okay, so his head is definitely a bit flatter than the other two, so the mouth is a bit harder to access. Okay. And there we go. And you can get back in here. And once again, just like with Red Lion, tilt up and fire. And now coming to our last limb lion, we have Princess Alora's Blue Lion. And she comes with a jaw blade, a beam emitter, and a missile launcher as well. So Blue Lion here sports a similar body type to Yellow here, because they're not as drastically different as, say, Red is to Green, so they're both fairly blocky in their own right. And of course, for weapons, you'll plug in her cannon first. Missiles go right in here. I already had those plugged in, and that just plugs into her side. Careful not to fire this time. There we go. And then we're just going to peg this dagger inside. Please don't be a hassle. That's about as good as that's getting right now, because I cannot see what I'm doing on camera. And to fire the missile, once again, tilt up, press this side button here, and fire. And last but not least, we have the centerpiece of Voltron, the Black Lion. And he is a big boy, so much in fact that I kind of had to zoom out here. And I'm having some trouble trying to reach the box from where I'm sitting. But he, of course, comes with no weapons whatsoever, because his main gimmick is his sound effects.
Voltron, your evil forces will never defeat us. Activate laser blades.
And now that I think about it, that sounds a lot like Keith from the original series, so I'm thinking they probably got some of the actors back to put in some sound bites here. If so, like that's a really nice touch. And then going to the back, once again, no weapons to show off, just sounds and phrases. And he has over 60 of them, which I believe you unlock the rest of them when you combine with the other lions. And here we have the Black Lion in all of his big beefy glory. And before I say anything else, One thing that does not sit right with me is the fact that Voltron's face just kind of sits inside his mouth with no way for him to like fold up back inside the Black Lion's head while in lion mode, when other past iterations of Voltron figures have been able to achieve this. Even the one that Playmates did for Legendary Dairy Defender could do this. So I don't know why they wouldn't just implement the similar engineering here, because like they're comparable figures. Like I'll pull him out in just a second when I form Voltron. But yeah, that's just like the one knock I have against Black Lion here. Otherwise, I do like him, and I accidentally hit that button here. But he is a sturdy feeling figure, and you definitely get your money's worth here, because he is $30 while the other lions are 20. So with the added bulk and the sound effects, you definitely do get your money's worth. Okay, so now before we form Voltron, there is one more thing I wanted to go over, and that was to compare the articulation between the 5 of them, because Black Lion by himself has 20 points of articulation, while the others share 15 points, but in different places, if that makes sense. So take, for example, here, Green Lion, where you have 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12 points there. 13, stupid me. 13, 14, and the head swivel makes 15. And it's going to be exactly the same for the Red Lion. Now for the Leg Lions, they also have 15 points, but in different areas. So I think the legs are 6 each again. So 1, 2, 3. Other one makes 6, 9, 12. Then the head, that ratchet makes 13. Head going up and down, I think makes 14. And then the tail, which just folds back and forth, I believe makes 15. And it's the same for Blue Lion. Now with Black Lion, the legs are a bit different. So I think it's 6 points on each leg as opposed to 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it comes out. Then the other leg makes 12. So then I think the top legs have 3 each. So 1, 2, 3, which makes 15. Other 3 makes 18. Then the head, I believe, or the neck swivel, makes 18. The head movement. Oh, could you see that? Okay, so neck makes 18. The head movement makes 19. And then I believe the tail makes 20. So that is pretty impressive how much they were able to fit in here in terms of articulation. But with all that out the way, we can finally form Voltron. So we'll start with Black Lion by taking his hind legs, moving those down, just so we can plug into the legs. Then his top legs are going to fold into this compartment up here. So make sure I got that on cam. And that's just going to go in there. Make sure your foot's bent like so it fits. Second verse, same as the first. I can access that compartment. There we go. And then the arms fold to make the chest piece here. Let's give ourselves a bit more space. So, going to the back, you want to fold the wings upwards and spread them out. And the tail is going to fold in. And we'll save the head for last, because we can now bring in our leg lions. So, Blue Lion's tail is going to fold in the back there. Hind legs are going to fold up. Push his neck up to the top there. Fold the front legs down. I believe that's even, right? All right. Same thing with yellow lion here. Tail's going to fold in the back there. Fold those hind legs in. Push that head up. Fold your front legs in. And we have our leg lions. Bring it in red lion. Fold the front legs in. See, which way does this want to go? Okay, there we go. Back legs fold up like so. And then you'll want to plug in or push in this tail as best as you can, because it can be a bit finicky. But yeah, just push it in as far as it will go, even though it kind of wants to fall out there. I gotta say, not much thought was put into securing these, so I guess that could be another nitpick. But it's going to be the same thing with the green lion. And now we can start combining. So just like with Legendary Defender Voltron, the sounds will react when you combine the lions. So,
Blue Lion, coming in.
And that was Princess Allura.
Yellow Lion, leaping into action.
So I had to move up a bit because he is just that tall, but we can now plug in our arm lions. So you want to take out these back pegs here and then plug right in.
Come on.
I'm with you, Keith.
That's my right-hand man.
And he is having some trouble standing up here. So he does have some stability issues. But lastly, we can plug in green lion here. There we go.
Ready to form Voltron. Activate interlocks. Dynatherms connected. Infracells up. Mega thrusters are go. Form feet and legs. Form arms and body. And I'll form the head.
So here we have our completed classic Voltron, and you'll have to forgive me because I can't fit the entire thing in the shot here because he is just that big, but I'll give you a quick look from top to bottom just so you can be in awe. Because standing at about 16 inches, this guy is just epic. Like, he looks just like the Voltron off screen. I mean, is it the best Voltron you can get for 120 bucks? I mean, for 120 bucks, I'm satisfied here because I can't imagine spending hundreds more on something like the Solar Chogokin or the Toonami Voltron or even the original deluxe Bandai Voltron. Now, as for the sound effects that you get in Voltron mode, let's try them out now.
We've got to hang on somehow.
I trust you, Keith.
Activate laser blades. We've got to hang on somehow. Hitch, talk to me. Are you hurt?
I'd be hurt if you didn't ask.
Activate laser blades.
You got it, Keith. Let's put him out of business.
Yeah, with Voltron. Lance, form blazing sword. Yes, that got him. Activate laser blades. Yeah!
Your time is running out, Zarkon.
Princess, we're a team, and we really need you. You came through when we needed you.
Let's put him out of business.
Hey, save some action for me. Lance, form blazing sword.
You got it, Keith.
We've got to hang on somehow.
Here's something you're going to like even more. Form blazing sword.
Activate laser blades.
Come on, robots. You're only a bunch of nuts and bolts.
Hitch, talk to me. Are you hurt?
So that's about the gist of it. So as for articulation, he does have a lot of leg movement here, but even like the slightest movement can cause him to kind of bend over the wrong way or wobble a little bit to where, like I said, it has some stability issues, so just be careful with that. But the knees can bend here, leg swivels here, comes out, can go back and forth. Got an arm bend, swivel, and to turn the shoulder, you have to turn this entire piece here. So I've heard like that's a bit inaccurate, but that's not really a big deal in my book. And then also, his head can turn as well. You just kind of have to lift it up out that dip there just so he can. And it's got an up and down as well, but it has the tendency to close the mouth. So we'll then bring in our blazing sword and shield. So similar to how the daggers go in the lion's mouths, there's a tab here that's going to plug in to the top, and he wants to try and fall over there. So we just got to be super careful with that. Then our shield. Okay, that took me a minute just because of those stability issues once again. So if you're trying to store him anywhere, just be super careful with how you position him. Okay, so last thing for comparison, I brought in Legendary Defender Voltron, and it looks like Classic Voltron here stands just a smidge taller at the head. And also, they are cross-compatible, so you can swap out the limbs for the Black Lions, and so Legendary Voltron can wear Classic Voltron's arms and legs, but I'm not going to show that off right now because I just don't want to deal with the hassle. Plus, like, this is a really small space I'm working with here, so it's just not feasible right now. So, final thoughts. Despite what appears to be some cost-cutting measures on this set of lions compared to the Legendary Defender Voltron, I'd say if you missed out on the initial 2017 release of Classic Voltron here, then now it's definitely your chance to get him because you definitely want him for 120 bucks. I think you get your money's worth between all the sound effects plus the accessories. Like, the playability is just there. But if you already own Classic Voltron, then let me know what you think down in the comments section. So as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like my Facebook page, Mills Tokusatsu. We are also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And this is Mills Tokusatsu, signing out.